Hi everybody, it's Tommy Jo from Bird Street Studio, and I'm here to do my Defemember. I do videos for two days, so I'm doing right now I'm doing leaves and envelope and owl. Kind of an odd thing. And then the next one would be bookmark and clear packaging. So I'm hoping that I can keep these short enough that I can make one video of the 2 days. So I was really struggling with this leaves and envelope and owl, but I realized that if you've been watching any of my videos, you know that I did order digital by Cheryl Francis, and it has these leaves in it, and I've used them for a couple different projects. And I happened to see this one that I really liked, so I pulled an envelope, and my idea was to just make a tag out of this envelope. I don't know if that's the direction we'll end up, but what I thought was, if I was going to do a tag, I need it to go like this so that I have more room up here. And my thought was I would put this inside here, and then I printed another one so that I could maybe lay this on top. I don't know. That was my thought. So, and in printing them out, I printed, I'm struggling with, I can do the envelope, I can do the leaf, but I was struggling with the owl. I don't collect owls. I don't have any owl ephemera. I have nothing that looks like an owl. I looked at 2 circles. Could I put anything on here that looked like an owl? Couldn't. So I ended up finding a quote that I really liked that says, "The love of knowledge is a kind of madness." And if you look close, in the word knowledge is the word owl. So that's what I'm using for owl. The love of knowledge is a kind of madness. And my thought is I was going to cut it and maybe try to put it along here somewhere. So I'm going to move this stuff aside. We want this picture right here. Is this the one we want? And that one? Or no, I want this one. So, okay, so we're going to put these aside. I'm going to hold on to this for some. We're going to need to collage this envelope, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and cut this one out, put this one aside, and let's see. And honestly, I printed this one on 32-pound paper, so it's a nicer paper than this one. And if I'm going to stick something inside, let's stick this one in there. So what I want to do, though, is I want to cut this. So I need my cutter. And the reason is this tag, my journals are normally 8.5 inches tall, so this tag can't be much more than 7 inches, I would guess. Go like this, go like this. Yeah, I think about 7. Okay, so that's my thought. So let's pull out our thing. You know that I use my cutter upside down. Anybody that watches me knows that I do that, because when this arm is up at the top, I can't see it. So I have it right down here where I can see the numbers. So we want 7 inches, about, let's do 7.5. No, I want to do 7. Okay, so this is going to be like our tag, is what I'm thinking. Get rid of that. Okay, and the next thing I need to do in order to get that in there, uh-oh, puppies are barking at something. is I think I'm going to need to, I want this to hang out, you know, over a little bit, but I think I want to take some of this bottom off. So I'm thinking possibly that much. And we can save it because we can use this for our collage, this strip. Okay, and then let's see what that does for us. That puts us right about there, which is right about how I like it. But we're hanging out here. Get it down at the bottom, trying to get it down at the bottom. Would be way easier if I just cut this bottom off. We can re-glue it since it's going to be a tag anyways. I'm just going to take a sliver of this right off right there so that I can open it up. I want to put this in here right against this edge. Close it up, and that's how it's going to look. So when I fold this back, I end up with this much. So I can take that or more off. Okay. So what I want to do is put some glue in here. Yep, I want to glue that in there. But before we do that, I'm thinking I want to collage it. Maybe not. Let's go ahead and glue that in. So how I'm going to do that is, I don't want to get glue on here, so I'm going to put a line of glue around there and then some on the outside. So we're going to use our Bearly Art Precision Craft Glue and see if we can okay, so we want to lay this right on top of there, and I want to put it right up against this edge right here. Okay, perfect, love it. Okay, so now we can actually close this right up. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put some glue right here and across the top. And then I'm just going to glue the flap down. And we don't care if we glue in here because we're just sealing it closed. I'm not making this into a pocket or anything. That would be a lot more for me to have to think about. So, and then I'll cover this with some different paper, but that's what we have so far. So what I want to do now is I want to collage the outside of this, and then I'm going to want to add this. So I want to cut this out. Got these new scissors, and oh my gosh, they're so much better on my wrist. process is that parts of that can be on the outside, which I kind of like. And I kind of like it offset a little bit. But anyways, so we have this cut out. So now we want to collage around here. So I want to like use all these pieces, I think. You know what I mean? So we make it right to the edge there, cover that. Oh, I love it. Then this one will go on top. And I'm thinking that I like it where it's kind of like offset a little bit. If that's the case though, I need to trim the stem. Actually, I don't need to trim the stem. I can cut that stem right off. I'm gonna cut it closer. I'm gonna fussy cut instead of kiss cut along here and see what that looks like. I glue that there and offset just a little. I kind of like it. I kind of like it just like that too. But I definitely think that I need to fussy cut. I got an idea. I'm going to cut these right off because I have an idea. that I might want to yes. Okay, first thing I need to do is glue this down, because if this doesn't work, I'm gonna need to start all over again. So let's see. I don't know, this is kind of weird. Then my thought was, that I might want to do a gold line around here. I don't know, let me see. If I divide this by the white, let me just see. Let me get my pen going here. Okay, so I'm thinking okay, I think the key here is I definitely need to cut these out for sure. And I don't need the stem. Go ahead and glue this one on. I'm not really sure where I'm going with this. In my head, it works out perfectly, but when I'm thinking of actually doing it physically, it does not. Okay, there's that. Do not want glue on our cellophane. Okay, because I need to border this is the issue. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this other one out and then figure out that border. Oops. Oh, I put the wrong leaf on the wrong side, but that's okay. Guess what? We are good. You know, I thought when I was putting it on, I was moving it around, and I thought, oh, that's probably the wrong leaf, but that's okay. We're good. Remember what I said? I kind of liked it being offset a little. Okay, so I have to figure out how I want to do this border right around here. I want to put a border on there. So I'm thinking, and I want to put our quote on here, but I want to tear it, I think, and then I'm going to tear it, and then I will distress it. Yeah, I was really struggling with how do I mix leaves. I mean, if you're going to do, you know, a branch with an owl sitting on it or something like that, I guess that would work. Not so much for me. I think when I did mixed media, I did something with Tamara Laporte, and she did an owl, and I did an owl then. That's probably the only owl I've ever done. Okay, I like that. And I think if we distress it, we'll be good. I'm going to keep all these little pieces because I will use them in collage. Okay. And I love that there's a lock on these scissors. There's also a, what do you call that? Like a cap, but I love that they lock. Just saying. Okay, and we're going to distress this in Vintage Photo. I like that. What I need to do though is cut these so I can center this, I think. So, would you believe I finally made one of these cut your corner tag template things out of a card. I did it. Y'all are proud of me? Huh? Then you just turn it over. Love it. Okay, and I think we could do them a little bigger. So that's that one. What if we did a little wider like this one? So see, I cut them different sizes, so this template is just the coolest. And actually, now I'm thinking I want it longer, but I think that will work. Okay, it'll just be a wide. Okay, there. And then now we can center this sort of between like here and here. Okay. And I'm thinking I might have wanted this to go right over the top of that. So can we lift that a little bit? Okay, glue stick. And then we want to glue this back down. Okay. Love that. Love that. And I poked a hole so I can hang it over here on my little thing. Now we want to, you see what I'm doing? I'm doing everything so that I don't have to think about that border. Because that has given me agita. Okay, we rounded the corners there. I'm going to turn this camera off real quick and then come back. Okay, I'm back, and what I ended up doing was I backed the tag with some coffee dyed line paper that I had in my scraps. I put a gold border around it, I love it. And then I sewed it. And I started to make little black marks on it, which I'm loving. But I thought I should turn the camera back on and just kind of show you what I was doing. And I think then that we're going to do some splatters as well. I'm just making some marks around. I'm not really sure. Just in different areas, just making kind of some black marks just to make it stand out a little bit. I want something up here, but I don't know what. Maybe we'll just break it up with, I like to do these kind of like sequence of like 3 dots here and there. That kind of breaks up that a little bit. I think that's it. And then I think I want to splatter. I think I want to splatter in white. So I have this, and I thought I would just cover that up. Actually, let's see if we can open it. I just don't want I don't necessarily want this leaf. Oh, I found a scrap. I don't want that leaf splattered. So let me get my, ooh, we could do gold splatters. Ooh, that could be kind of fun. I use this gilding polish. I also have, let's just try this. If I spray some water in here and get my fan brush. I don't know if this will work. We'll soon find out. So I have this right here. I'm going to do it over here on my, oh yes. Oh yes it does. Ooh, I'm gonna get it all over everything. Okay, we got that. That worked. So far, so good. And then I think I want to put some sort of a reinforcement at the top. And I have this idea that I had seen somebody do. I got to wash this. That I had seen somebody do. Oh, I love it. Where they put up just a piece of black up there and poke a hole through it. So I have a piece of black, and I'm going to cut us a piece like this. Oh, I got gold on my mat. I'm going to fold it about that big. This will act as like a hole reinforcement. I gotta see if it's too big. Yeah, it's a little bit too big. more square. Yep, and you put it right down against the piece. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that, and then hopefully we'll be able to poke a hole through all of this. And I'm using my Bearly Art glue because this black is a piece of cardstock and it's pretty heavy. Okay, we're going to try and poke a hole. I think the other day in a video I told you I got a punch that had that small hole that so we could sew. We poked holes and sewed, and I also got a new punch with a bigger hole. I could use my Crop-A-Dile, but I'm going to try this. My other one, like this, was so old the spring was missing. So you'd punch and then you'd have to back out and pull it apart. Let's see if this will work. Oh my gosh, it worked. Look at that. So we have a hole. You're great. Thank you, Amazon. Okay, I think I'm going to call this tag done for now. I think it looks really cool. It's a huge tag, so it'll be a great one to put inside a page pocket that opens at the top, and then I'll put something in it based on whether I pull the blue out or the beige or something like that, or gold. So there we have our tag, and it's envelope, because we made it out of an envelope, a window envelope, leaves, and our owl is the love of knowledge. Owl in the word knowledge is a kind of madness, C.S. Lewis. Okay, on to the next project, and the next one is bookmark and clear packaging. So I'll be back with that one. Okay, so this second part of, for me, I'm doing 2 days on a video. And so this would be, number 12, December 12th, bookmark and clear packaging. I really am struggling with that because I have clear packaging, but I don't use bookmarks in my journals. And that's kind of what I wanted to make. So I could make a belly band, or I could make something that you would put in a pocket or something with clear packaging. So I'm going to go that route. I need to get a sip of my coffee first. So I pulled this book thinking I might be able to do something, because see how these are skinny? There's a bunch of skinny I really like this word. Anyways, I thought there were some skinny long pictures that we might be able to do something with. And I've already used this book. I've cut it up kind of quite a bit because it's such a great book. Look at these colors. But see, I thought I just saw multiple, oh, look at this. Multiple pictures on a page. I think something like this would work. Okay, I'm going to just grab this and we're going to use it. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. So we're going to go ahead and try to use that page. Let me get rid of this book. And my thought is real simple, that I would just sew it. So I need to have something that's a size that I would use that will go in pockets and or something. And I'm thinking this is too big. So I could only use 3. That would work. And I kind of like any of those 3. So let's get my ruler. And let's, I don't know if I want to, maybe I want to cut it, make it straight. Oh, you know what we could do? What if we, okay. I could fold it, or we could just cut them. I think I'm going to cut right down the edge because I don't have to worry about the margins on either side that way. It's pretty dark in here. I do have natural light. Let me look. Does it seem pretty dark? Let me turn this light on. So let's trim this. I don't mind having the white strips in the middle and they are uniform, but I can't cut this and get uniform strips on the side. So we cut it right to the edge, and then we're going to use 3 of them. So do I want to use 1, 2, 3? Or do I want to use 1, 2, 3? I think the top 3. Okay. And then I like these 3. So that's the ones we're going to use. Okay, so now my thought is I'm going to have to glue these together and then trim them out so that they're even. So for now, I'm just going to use a glue stick. Yes, it does help if you put top to top. I'm just lining up the white lines on either side, so I'm looking here and looking down there and seeing if I'm close, and it's fairly close. Fairly close. Then I'm going to get my scissors. And I'm just going to trim this out where they don't match up. I think that looks pretty good. Okay. then what I want to do is cut a piece of this packaging. Actually, I could leave that on there, huh? I was just looking at this. Okay. Trying to measure and figure out how long I want to make it. And I'm thinking if we make about that much of a, that'll work. I'm thinking. And this would slide right up in here. And I'm thinking of sewing it all the way around. But I want something, oh yeah. So I think that's all I'm gonna do. How about that? How easy is that? I think I'm gonna sew it all the way around, and then this can go right in a journal like that as an ephemera piece. So I'm gonna go sew it and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. And I picked out some things that I thought we might want to embellish this with, but I need to trim up some of these threads. What I did was I sewed around the actual piece in there, and then I sewed one more time to seal it. And I kind of was thinking, what would I use this for? Because I don't usually make things that I don't use in my journals. And I thought that I want to trim this out. And I thought, okay, well, and then here's a little thing. And like, what do you do with this? It's a bookmark already. But I thought, why don't we decorate it? And then I might use it in a journal. Just stick it in. It's a beautiful piece of ephemera. So I pulled some flowers, and I thought that I have put this in upside down. That's what I thought. I think we're not going to care. So I thought, what if we put this here and we put a beautiful butterfly here? We could do that. But I don't know what I would use this in, what journal I would use this in. Not crazy over the fact that it is upside down. What if we cut this right off? Then I could put something here and make it a tag if I wanted to make it a tag, or we could put a piece of, let me see how wide this is. The actual piece inside is a little over 2.5, almost 2 3/4. Let me just tear this and see what would happen if we use a piece of this coffee dyed paper. So There's 2 3/4. Trying to think if there was a way we could put that coffee dyed paper back there and then okay, it's really disturbing me that this is upside down. So because it is, I'm going to cut this off. All right, here. As much as I liked, I think if I made another one, I would leave it on and make sure that I don't sew it upside down. But the flowers need to go like this. I put it in there upside down. So there we go. There's our bookmark. But I won't use that in a journal per se. So what if I put some paper behind it? I like that idea. Okay. So I want paper that is that wide by 6.5. So we're going to make this I want it this way. 6.5. Like this. Okay, so we got a couple sheets of paper. I'm already thinking, okay, I would use this then. If I put these back here, right side up, Tommy, right side up. Okay, I want to put them this way. I put those right there. And it would then be a beautiful little notepad. Okay, now I want to, so I think we want to put a piece of paper over the top to hold it, and we could use scraps. We could use our scraps for that. Okay, so I'm going to real quick staple this to the paper. I'm just going to staple that paper behind it. Okay, that's got our paper on, and then we could put this That's a good option, but I like this one. So this is the one it's going to be. I need to have it this long, so I need my ruler. I want it to go from side to side on the plastic. So I'm going to rip it that size, I think. Like this. And I think it could go down about that far. To cover the staples. Yes. Okay. And what I didn't want is necessarily to put some staples there, but I might do that. I might. And this way, I would not put flowers on both sides. I would just put flowers on this side. And I'm not sure I even want a butterfly on there. I just think I like this flower on here. So I'm going to go ahead and first see if this flower will glue onto here. And if it does, I don't know if I should use, I don't want to use acetone. So let's use our precision, Bearly Art Precision Glue, whatever this is. Bearly Art Precision Craft Glue. I can add more to this if I want at a later time. I would not use this as a bookmark, so I mean, I would not use a bookmark in my journals. I think I said that in the beginning. But this I would, because it's a pad. Kind of a cute pad, actually. And now I'm struggling with this color right here. I think it needs to be, because the pinks don't match. So, and I think that's a better idea, yes. So let's cut this one. The color matches better. I think. Yep, I like it. I do like it. Yep, let's look at the side. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Yep, and I'm gonna, that glue stuck pretty good. So I think I'm gonna try and glue it so that I don't have staples on the outside. And that way, if I wanna put something up there to decorate it at a later time, I could do that. I could do that. So I'm going to put this right here. And then put this down, and that'll cover the staples. I like that idea. I do like that idea. Okay, and then I would distress this. And that's going to be my play on bookmark. It's not a bookmark, but I think it'll work. And I honestly like it. I love this inside. I just love it. And I would use it. So there you go. So that takes care of, what do we have? These are the 2 pieces that we did. We did leaf, envelope, and owl. And remember that we made this tag, and it's the leaves. I made it out of a window envelope, and instead of putting an owl, we did the love of knowledge is a kind of madness by C.S. Lewis, and in knowledge it's got O-W-L. So that's my owl. And then here, instead of a bookmark and clear packaging, we made a little notepad. It's kind of like a bookmark. So there you go. So there is my 2 pieces for December 11 and December 12. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you to my subscribers, past, present, and future. And have a great day, everybody. See you later.